2/3, okay, 2/3 BCQ. So from this formula, we know what is our V, we know what is our IZZ. Next, we are going to calculate our QZ. Right? So QZ, as we said earlier, is equal to A. Okay, so I'm going to call this A prime. Okay, A prime Y bar. I'm going to follow the symbol over here. So the area that is of concern, right, is the shaded region. Can you all see the shaded region area, right? So that is the area of concern. The Y, okay, so I define A prime is the area of concern, okay, or interest. Y prime is the distance from the centroid. Okay. So Y prime is the what? Distance from the centroid. So over here, the ZZ axis, so over here, okay, the centroid is at the ZZ axis. Okay, I repeat again, the centroid is at the ZZ axis. So if you look at here, right, if you look at here over here, this is our datum. I'm trying to, yeah, so I put over here, right? So this line over here is our datum. Okay, so here comes rule number 2. Okay, so rule number 2. Okay, rule number 2 is the datum of analysis is at the centroid. Okay, so this is a very important rule. Okay, so when you do any analysis, right, the datum of analysis, right, is at the what? It's at the centroid. Okay, so the datum. Okay, so is the geometric datum. Okay, then the next thing, yes, someone have question.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you go back to the diagram, to the figure, C prime was not the centroid then. It's just the point that we're calculating the shear force for, right?
C prime is the centroid, okay, at the area of interest.
Okay, so
That's
then
it.
why is set the centroid also?
From the centroid.
But doesn't it say that centroid is at the Z axis?
The distance from the, so C prime, okay, C prime is the centroid of this shaded area.
Right.
Okay, I'm talking about global now.
Oh, okay.
The datum of analysis is at the centroid.
So that's global, the whole system, instead of the area of interest.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the datum, right? Now, again, I think you got mix up. We did not say C prime is a centroid also. It's just called C prime over there. Hello?
Sorry. It says called C prime.
Yeah, C prime is not the centroid.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
C prime is just at that point, the shaded area. So I just defined to you the shaded area centroid is C prime, but C prime is not the centroid.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So what we see over here now, so rule number 2, the datum of analysis is at the centroid. So you have to apply this rule always. Okay. So now we are going to look at QZ. Okay. So A prime. So we're going to look at A prime. I'm going to copy this diagram so I don't need to move up and down. Okay. So we want to find A prime. So A prime is equal to B. So area, we know area is width multiplied by depth. We know that. Okay, width. So for this case, the width is equal to B. The depth of interest is equal to C minus what? Y. Okay, C minus Y. Okay, so now important thing to take note. Okay, so why C minus Y? Okay, so if C is equal to 6, Y is equal to, I'm just going to pick a Y, yeah, not Y bar, is equal to Y is equal to 2, right? So this distance from here to here is equal to what? Is equal to 4. Now, question to ask you, why is it not Y minus C? If we take Y minus C, the area will become what? Negative. I repeat again, if you take Y minus C, the area will be negative. So there's no such thing as negative. So that sets rule number 3. Okay, that's set rule number 3. So rule number 3 states that the analysis, right, analysis will be carried out will be carried out will be carried out when Y variable is at its maximum. Okay, so if I were to, when we make that statement, and that statement was made because of what? Because we started from C. So the analysis direction, right? So C, it means where? So this is at C, yes or no? Is where Y is at is what? Maximum, right? So the analysis direction will always come into the centroid. Okay, will always go towards the centroid. Okay, now there's something I like to declare. Some of you say, Eugene, can we get this from the textbook? Right? I'll tell you no, you cannot get any of this of the textbook. Why? I form all these rules because I've solved a lot of problems. I repeat again, I form all these rules because I solve a lot of problems, and by remember all these rules, you can analyze any structure. So you cannot get this from any what textbook. Is if you were to say this, yeah, it's based on experience. So I'm imparting my experience to you now based on these 4 rules. If not, yeah, this is a very confusing topic to understand. Okay, so likewise, once you get A prime already, right, it's equal to B C minus. So that is straightforward. Yes or no? That is straightforward to see now. So the next thing that we want to find out, right, is we want to find out how to get our Y bar. Okay, a Y bar. So our Y bar, so I know we have a lot of terms. We have done a lot of terms. So the Y bar over here is distance between the centroid or the global centroid to the section or to the shaded area centroid. Okay. So that is our Y bar. So now we want to determine, okay, we want to determine what is this Y bar value. we want to determine what is this y bar value. Okay, so this y bar value, is equal to y. So sorry, is equal to c plus y multiplied by half. Okay, is c plus y multiplied by half. And why is that? Why is it c plus y multiplied by half? Why is that? So if you look over here, right? So let's look at numbers now, right? So we declare that this is 6, this is 2, right? So somewhere in between down here, without calculating, we know that the distance from here to here is equal to how much? Can someone make a guess? What's the distance? No guesses? Is equal to what? 4, right? It makes sense. So that is why for this case, is c equal to 6, y is equal to 2, multiplied by half, this is equal to 4. So this explains the formula, okay? Don't memorize this, okay? If you can memorize this, we'll be in trouble, okay? So now we have every term now. So we have this term over here, right? We have this term over here. And then we have this term over here. We're going to put everything together now, okay? So a prime, oh, sorry. So we now calculate. So QZ is equal to A prime y bar. So A will be equal to B C minus Y multiplied by C plus Y. And now this is, we have what? Half. Okay. So if we were to rearrange this a bit, so this is equal to 0.5, right? B C squared minus Y squared. Okay. Then I'm going to create rule number 4. Okay, so rule number 4. Now, rule number 4 is basically what we define as first moment of area. Okay, so I want you all to focus on the word. Okay, you know what? I think all of us need a break. Even when I'm explaining, I'm going slow, and I want you guys to take a break, or not, you cannot absorb this. So why not we take a break? We come back at 10:50. Okay, we take a break and we come back at 10:50. Thank you.